This is the first video on Azure DevOps. In this video, I'm gonna explain you how you can create new organization, new projects in Azure DevOps. And in the subsequent videos, I'm gonna cover boards, repositories, and build pipelines. So first of all, you will need to sign up for this dev.azure.com. So this is the URL at which you can access that Azure DevOps. And this is the organization that I've created. You need to have at least one organization in Azure DevOps. Once the organization is created, you can create projects in that. You can see there is a new organization button. Just click on that and then you can create a new organization by following these steps. So right now you can see there is one organization, Sagar 0219, and in that organization I can create different projects. So right now there is just one project, you can see here P1, but you can create other projects as well. And project can be public or private. Public projects can be accessed by anyone. In the advanced section, you can choose the default version control and work item process, in which you can select Agile, Basic, CMMI, and Scrum. So I have already created this project, and this is my organization. And for each organization, there are different settings that you can do. And for project also, there are some settings that you can do. Let us see what kind of organization settings you can do. You can change the name of your organization, then URL. You can also add the privacy URL. That means only certain people can access that. Then time zone you can also set here. Then a region. Organization owner, and then you can also delete the organization if you want. In the project section, you can see there is one project, but you can manage the projects. Like if you want to delete it, you can delete very easily from here. Then in the users, you can add users to organization or projects by clicking here. Like that. And you can also optionally add it to the project as well. You can assign it to different groups. There are readers, contributors, and administrators. The readers will not be able to commit to repository or execute the build pipelines. So normally for developers, project contributors is the default role, and finally there is administrator role. So that's how you can add the different members to your project. Then in the billing section, you can see your payment method and everything. So you can see here what resources I'm using. Artifacts free 2 GB cloud-based load testing 20,000 VMs. Basic users 5, basic plus test plan, start free trial. So you can see there are 5 users that are allowed in this plan. And pipelines for private projects, free 1800 minutes, paid parallel job 0. So you can see there is a free section as well, like 1800 minutes are free. Then self-hosted agent can also be added to this continuous integration and continuous delivery. Then basic users 5. So you can set up the billing as well. Billing hasn't been set up. Access will be available up to free tier limits. Then auditing. In the auditing section, all the actions that have been done will be displayed. For example, a certain user is added, a role is changed, permissions are changed. All these things will appear here. Global notifications. So this is the default subscriptions. In the notification section, you can configure like when email notifications should be sent. For example, if pull request is raised, then notification should be sent or not. All those settings are possible in this section. So build related, code related, extension management related, release related, all these notifications are set here. So this is the default setting. You can keep it like that. In the uses, you can see how much resources you used. In the extensions, you can see what all extensions are there. You can browse the marketplace and add extension. Azure Active Directory will display if your organization is connected to the certain directory. Then there are security policies as well, application connection policies, SSH authentication is turned on, public projects are allowed or not. So from here you can set that settings, like if you are allowed to create private and public projects, user policies, external guest access, request access, this is on. In the permissions, you can set different permissions like project. There are different groups, and then there is the descriptions, and then members as well. So you can create the like that. Permissions are given here. Alert, alter, trace settings, create new projects. So all these settings are available here. So basically, you can manage all those permissions for the groups and users. Then in the board process, these are different processes available. This is the default basic process, and in the fields, all these fields are available. You can also create your inherited process as well if you want. Then pipelines, in here we have got agent pools. So Azure pipelines, that is one pool, and then there is a default Azure pipelines pool as well, and you can add different pools. So whenever you execute any like run the build pipeline, one of the agent will be picked up from this agent pool. In the settings, limit job authorization scope to current project, limit variables that can be set at queue time. And this is all pipeline related settings are there. Deployment pools, deployment pool is a logical set of target machines backing deployment group for a set of projects. Parallel jobs settings is also there. So Microsoft hosted and self-hosted, one parallel job is available, free parallel jobs 1. 20 to 36 minutes are consumed. So this is where you can see how much minutes you have consumed from your plan. So you can see 1800 minutes are available per month. You can additional parallel jobs can be purchased as well. Then OAuth configurations. And finally we have our storage. So you can manage your uses of the package stored in the Azure artifacts fields for pipeline artifacts and symbols. Use C pipeline uses. So you can store your artifacts there, and then you can access it very quickly instead of pulling from the main repository. So all these settings are available for the organization. And if you go back to your organization, there is something called as a project setting as well. So you can see when you are in the project, you can click on project settings. And here there are different settings as well, like overview of the project, visibility, teams, permissions, notifications, service hooks. So with the help of service hooks, you can integrate the services by notifying them when the events happen in the project. For example, if you want to send the notification on the chat application once the build is successful, you can integrate that thing here. The dashboards settings are there, like if we are allowed to create, edit and delete dashboards. Then project configurations. In project configuration, manage the iterations. These iterations will be used by teams for the iteration planning. Then team configuration. See only the backlogs your team manages, backlog navigation levels, working day. In GitHub connections, you can also connect your GitHub account so that you can access the repositories in your GitHub account very easily. Then repositories settings. Here you can manage the repositories, like add, delete repositories, and create repo policies, protect matching branches. Then in the pipelines, we have got agent pools. The same setting that we have seen earlier. Test management setting is also there. Release retention. Then test retention. So basically what we're telling here is how long you want to keep those artifacts. So all these settings are related to the project. So we have seen in this video, once you create an account in dev.azure.com, that is DevOps, you will have to create a new organization and configure your organization settings. After that, you will have to create a new project, and also configure the project settings. You can also work with the default settings as well. There is no problem as such. And once you are in project, you can create a boards, you can create repositories, then set up build pipelines, add test cases, and store the artifacts as well. So in next videos I'm going to cover all those things. Thanks for watching this video.